All right, y'all. Before we dive in, a quick heads up.
This show is raw, real, and definitely not rated PG.
We're talking about adult themes, sexual content, and the kind of stuff you probably don't want blasting through your speakers at work or around your kids.
So grab some headphones, pour your drink of choice, and get comfy.
Oh, and just so we're clear, we are not licensed therapists, counselors, or sex coaches. Sex coaches.
Sex coaches.
Not sex couches.
We're just a couple of people sharing our lives, experiences, and sexy adventures. An ethical non-monogamy. So with that, pull up a chair and enjoy the show.
Hello and welcome to Beyond Monogamy. I'm Adam.
And I'm Pris.
And today we've got a guest who is making huge waves in the world of ethical relationships, both monogamous and non-monogamous.
That's right. We're sitting down with Jaime Gama, a psychologist and Gestalt therapist, the creator of Gotitas de Poliamor, and an author whose book, Si te duele, ahí no es, is helping people rethink how they approach love and connection.
That's right. Jaime's work has been published. He's led workshops and webinars, and he's built an online community of over 1 million followers across Instagram, TikTok, and YouTube, making complex ideas about relationships accessible, funny, and deeply practical.
We're excited to dive into everything from breaking down romantic myths to handling jealousy to what it really takes to build relationships rooted in clarity, honesty, and compassion.
Nice. So Jaime Gama, please welcome to Beyond Monogamy. Thank you for
Hi,
being
thank you so much for having me. I'm very excited.
Yeah. I love that shirt, by the way. That's a great shirt.
I know.
You
So
know,
where
I had a friend who was wearing it, and I was like, I'm gonna steal this shirt from you. It's so cute.
it's a
And
really
he literally took the shirt off his and gave it to me. He's like, you like it so much, here it's yours. I was like, oh, I love you so
I
much. So
love
it was it's a
that.
great story.
You have a friend who literally gave them the shirt
Yeah.
off your
He
back.
did.
Yeah.
He did.
That's incredible.
I love it. Where are you at right now? Tell us where you're.
I'm in Chicago. I'm
Okay.
staying at one of my partner's condo with his husband.
Okay.
I'm here for still like a month, a little over a month. I'm staying here
Yeah.
for a few more weeks.
Okay.
So yeah.
I love that. All right.
Nice. If you wouldn't mind, if you could just kind of give us a little bit of your background, like as far as your journey into ethical non-monogamy,
Yeah.
kind of when it
Yeah.
started, and how you ended up here.
Well, that's yeah. Well, I always, when I started my first romantic relationships around 18, I was very monogamous. So like sex has to be with somebody who you love and whatever. But as I grew, I would start having these spring crushes, I call them. And at the time, anytime I felt something for someone, I immediately panicked and I was like, no, this is wrong. If you feel things for someone else, it means you don't love your partner and that's wrong. You don't do that.
Right.
I didn't notice this until way later, but I always had these moments of every year. It was like a spring thing, I don't know. And I started to go like doing a lot of research on non-monogamy for my bachelor's of psychology. And eventually I started dating someone who, well, I tried open relationships a little bit, but it was, I don't know. And I met someone who said, I'm polyamorous. And like, I don't know what that is. And I don't care because it sounds horrible. And it's like a devil. So I'm not doing that. And I said, if you want to be with me, you want to be monogamous, we might open the relationship down the road a little bit, but that's all I can offer. And he was like, that's fine. I can totally be monogamous with you. I'm like, okay, let's do it. And we were monogamous for like a year and a half. And then a year and a half into it, we started exploring like monogam mesh. Like we would open it, we would have sex with people together, only together. And it was
Okay.
great. We had a great time. It was
Yeah.
beautiful how we grew together. And it took like 6 years, a little over 6 years, until we met the first person who would get us into this whole mess. And I was very much like, I didn't know better. Like I judged myself. Like, I was like, nobody can fall in love. If we fall in love, this is over. I told him,
Oh my
the
goodness.
third guy. And of course, who fell in love first? But I didn't know. I didn't know. So one day I wake up and I'm talking to my partner at the time. And he's like, you do know you're in love with him, right? I'm like, no, I'm not. I don't do that. And I was like, oh, wait, I am in love with him. I don't know what to do with this. And at the time, I was doing my master's. I started my master's on psychotherapy. And I was like, I need a project, so I'll just talk about polyamory. Why not?
Uh,
And I
That's
started
pretty
learning
smart.
about that. Well, I needed it. And then when I started looking into it, I joined this Facebook group in Spanish for Mexico, which I will never reveal that name of that group, hopefully, maybe.
That's okay.
And it's just, I always want to. And I said, I'm feeling very jealous. I'm starting out. I don't know what to do. And I had this whole thread of people saying that I don't know, they insulted me. They said that I was being controlling and toxic and codependent. And I'm like, oh, I guess they're right because they know and I don't.
Mm-hmm.
Until eventually I got to the podcast Multiamory. I don't know if you know them. They're incredible.
yes.
Do.
And they have a Patreon community. And I joined them. And it was so compassionate and beautiful and wonderful. And I was like, I am not a monster. It's okay to have feelings. And I thought, I need this content in Spanish just for me. Like if
Yeah.
there's another me anywhere that needs this. So I started like sharing information on Instagram until the pandemic.
Mm-hmm.
And then my manager, because my partner at the time, he said, why don't you share what you think? And I was like, nobody cares what I think. They want to know about authors and people who have experience and things. He's like, give it a shot. And here we are.
And there you are. Yeah.
The rest
I mean,
was his.
you hit a few nails on the head. It's hard for when we're Latinos, and it's
Yeah.
not something that is very present within the Latino community, or it's not
Yeah.
spoken of, right? But if you have a Sancho over Sancho, that's just different, right?
Yeah, and
Okay.
that's something that we ran into a lot
We
when
did.
when we opened up and we became poly.
Yeah.
I remember because we're from South Texas initially when we became poly, and I remember being out there and being on the apps and having women tell me, I would rather you cheat than have it out in the open.
Yeah.
Wow.
And I didn't hear that from one, but two, but it was about 3 or 4 different women that told me
Wow.
that. And I thought, I am in the wrong town. Like, this is not, it's like my wife is saying it's okay, and you guys are telling me I got to hide it. That's not cool.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, well, that's crazy. That's playing with life right there, because as a Latina, I'm going to stab you if you cheat on me. But then I'll let you go have sex with whomever, but I want to know who it is.
Isn't that nice? Yeah. But
Yes.
that's really where we struggled.
Yeah,
Was
it was.
we wanted to find
A community,
others,
a group.
yeah, that we can really, we can all kind of understand each other, and several of us come from the same background, that sort of thing. It's just easier to understand and get along.
Mhm. That's very true.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
we looked for that when we were poly. We looked for that kind of community, and being so close to the border, we figured we could find, and we didn't. We did not. We absolutely did not, because it seemed like the pushback was, obviously our people are very rooted in the religion, in the Catholic
Yeah.
religion most times,
Yeah.
and that really just kind of, I think, cheating is more acceptable.
It
Yeah.
is.
You
Yeah.
can
That's
go
what
to
we know.
church and you
Yeah.
can confess those sins, and it's okay.
And then do it again on Monday.
That's right.
We have a weekly one, so you can just renew your
That's
sin
right.
there.
That's right. But that was the pushback that we had
Yeah.
always found. And so with your situation, I would assume you found the same kind of pushback.
I did. Actually, my master's research, the point of my thesis was to find out what helped gay men who identified as polyamorous figure it out. And I thought it would be like deconstructing masculinity or finding out communication. But it turned out it was community. Like finding community was the moment they actually felt free and to explore. And it was the same case for me.
Okay.
And in Mexico, it was really hard for me to find a community or people who were open to exploring, that were not in this like better than like holier than thou. I know how to do polyamory,
Right.
which I always said is in my book. One of the things that I say is that I believe there's only one myth of love, which is thinking that there's one way to love for everybody.
Mhm.
And all the other myths come from that.
Mhm.
And what's funny is there's a lot of radical polyamorous or non-monogamous people who will go, no, monogamy is wrong, so they'll tell you how to love, but you have to do polyamory this way or you're wrong. And it's the exact same thing. You're doing the exact same message. So I had to explore or find other communities. In the end, I met who was one of my satellite partners at the time. I call him a satellite partner. We have a different kink relationship, but it's that's. And when I met him, he had his polycule. I'm gonna say it's about 15 to 20 people,
Oh.
and like, of course, they're not all together. It's mostly like independent
Oh, got you. Okay.
partners. But I was fascinated since Sunday family dinners, there were like 15, 20 people coming to dinner,
Oh, wow.
and we were all connected somehow. And like we
Oh,
would find like
beautiful.
you're this person's partner's partner. And you're like, yeah. So we're like grand metamorphs. And even like now here in Chicago, I still have them. And to me it feels like a family. I was never a family person.
Right.
And this feels like a nice family that is there for me. So finding a community of people I can talk with about these things and be like, if I say metamor and someone says, yeah, I'm like, you're my people. I feel so safe with you.
I
You
love
get me
that.
already.
Yes, exactly.
So you're a therapist, right? So from a
Ma'am.
therapist perspective, how do you feel that people navigate the difference between fantasizing about non-monogamy and actually living it out?
Not well.
No.
Not well at all. No. The thing, and I blame the media, of course. I don't blame the media. But a lot of people, what we see in media is that polyamory is a throuple, like a triad.
Correct.
Right.
Yeah.
And that is the most complicated configuration of polyamory. I always say people think it's like a monogamy plus one when
Mhm.
it's 10 relationships you have to take care of. It's not just 3 people, it's how each person relates to each other and how each person relates to the other 2 as a couple. So a lot of people come to me, they're in a throuple and they're like, I don't know what's happening. I'm like, well, how's your relationship as a metamor to your partners as a relationship?
Mm.
Not as like to, I don't know, Rob and Bruno, but you have to connect with them when they are a couple. So that's one relationship you have to nurture. And then they have to do the same with you. And then what about your relationship with yourself? You need
Yeah.
that time too.
Yeah.
And then it's so much. And people think it's the first thing they try and it explodes. Like it's just, I'm not saying it doesn't work. People who understand what it is can make it work.
Yes.
It's not monogamy plus one.
Yeah.
I get a lot of that.
Okay.
I get a lot of hierarchy. I have very particular opinions of hierarchy. My partner here in Chicago is married,
Okay.
and of course there is a like a grand scheme of hierarchy that we cannot avoid.
Mhm.
Like there's
Sure.
legal things and couples privilege that we cannot avoid because it's not something we can change.
Correct.
That hierarchy is beyond our power. But in this hierarchy in the relationship, that's when I have issues. Like if they were to decide my relationship with my partner without my consent or my saying anything, to me that's dehumanizing and objectifying.
No, it
That
is. I
people,
mean, yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And the thing is, I tell people, so they're like, well, yeah, but I'm protecting my relationship. I'm like, "Oh, and the thing is, you're creating a problem, and you're setting the precedent that yes, someone is more important than someone else.
Yeah.
So you have evidence that yes, it could be you. Someone could change like the relationship with you because they like someone else better. You're confirming that information.
Yeah.
And secondly, it's not going to make you feel better
Yeah.
because you're going to be
I
thinking
feel like
about
that's what happened to us.
yeah,
I felt like I was a higher power. And
yeah.
I was a higher power over his girlfriends and I was a higher power. So I can relate to that. And I would always ruin his relationship. I'd be like, she's not the one for you.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah,
and we
no, and
we
I
talk about it
and I
openly.
can
You know,
admit it
we've
now, but
yeah, we've come to terms with what it was.
for sure something that can't
Uh,
be changed. And yeah, in my brain, I was just like, what? This is mine.
Exactly.
I am above them, everybody. So yeah, but I mean, I'm sure you get it.
And she's a work in progress. She's always
Aren't we all?
learning more and more, and
And
and she's come a long way just since we've started the
a
podcast.
poly person. I haven't gotten in my brain that I understand how it works. And I love that we have lots of friends that are poly. And it's so beautiful to see how that relationship really works for them. I just don't, my mental state isn't there. And I can be 100%
Mm.
honest that relationship wise, I cannot share. I can share him friendship wise and I can share him sexually, but my relationship is just, I don't know. I think I'm just so controlling in that I want him all the time, you know? And it is, I'm a very controlling person. And so it's like, I just want him
That's
with me.
true.
It is true. Anyway, okay.
See, I don't consider myself poly.
No.
You know, for all the things that I don't think I don't. It's not my identity.
Okay.
I feel more like I'm non-monogamous.
Okay.
Sure.
It's like when you talk about people like straight men who have sex with men, and it's like their identity is not being gay. Like being gay is more than just touching someone else's genitals. Like it's an identity, it's a community, it's history. And
Yeah.
for me, polyamory is not an identity, but non-monogamy is. I have partners who are polyamorous. Like I know
Okay.
this one I was talking about, like he is poly. That's who he is.
Mhm.
It's part of how he connects with people. It's very easy for him to do this. For me to require a little more work, I'm okay with it. I can do it. I enjoy it once I get it. I don't identify with it necessarily.
Yeah.
So I get that part.
Yeah.
Now, I find that interesting, Jaime, and I have a quick question with that, and I don't know how
Yeah.
quick it is actually, but we've had this discussion because she's always said when it came to dating, you know, she's not a poly person, et cetera, et cetera. But we have a girlfriend that we date. It's romantic. Get that. So
But
what we realized was,
Yeah.
oh, hang on a second there, honey. What we realized was that it was labels. Okay.
Yeah.
And so that's where we started talking about how, okay, we don't need labels. We are non-monogamous, and that is what it is. And we don't have to call it anything else. I mean, I can write it down in my journal however I need to.
Yeah.
But you know, I mean, realistically, what it comes down to is some people really embrace the labels and some people really push it away.
Yeah.
Now, as far as not only from somebody who's living the life, but also from a therapist standpoint, how do you feel about labels in this?
I love labels.
Yeah.
I love labels. I'm very autistic. If I could label the world, I would. It just being clear, it's so happy. But I think the issue is
I love it.
how we confuse molds with labels all the time,
Sure.
and that's a big issue.
Okay.
I was dating my manager actually today, who was a partner at the time. When we started dating, I said I would like to be your boyfriend. He said I don't like boyfriend, like the word boy. I don't like that word. And I said okay, so I don't know what to do now. And I said, well, what do you offer? Like, what are you comfortable with? And he said, well, I want to share my life with you. I want to have sex with you, but I also want to be friends. And I want to love you and have my family. And I'm like, that's a boyfriend to me. But it's okay if you don't want that label. But I need a label. I need to know what to call you and what to call me and what to call us.
Yes.
And at the time, he's vegan, so he had made me a vegan hamburger.
Okay.
And my other partner said it was a fake burger. So he spelled it wrong. It was like a bad hamburger. Not bad. It was like a fake burger. It was really good. So I said, what if you are my hamburgueso, which is like a burger in Spanish? And he's like, yeah, we can be hamburguesitos. Oh, let's do that. So we were
That's
not
cute.
boyfriends. We were hamburguesitos.
Amorcitos, yes.
Of course, I said, however, like to the outside world, we will probably say boyfriends because it's like it saves us a lot of work.
Explain
mostly.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Boyfriend can be a mold in that if there is a preset list of characteristics for a boyfriend, and I have to make sure my relationship fits that and cut parts of that relationship and our identity to fit that, that's a mold.
Mm.
A label is like a buffet. You get to a buffet, you see the shrimp, and you're like, oh, well, this is shrimp. And you have you label what's in it. Like there's garlic and there's lime and whatever. If they change the dish and they bring out chicken and you're stubborn and you're like, no. This says shrimp. You take a mold of shrimp and you cut shrimp and it's not going to work. You take the label and you rewrite it. So labels help us understand what we're doing and what we want and what we're looking for. We have to understand that we write the labels and we can rewrite the labels. If we find a mold that was preset, that might not be great for some people. For some things are. For example, you're saying I'm a therapist. That's a label that helps you know what I do in general, right?
Mm-hmm.
If it's like, oh, but you're a, it's a terrible example. Like I said, I can't think of a mold for that, but you get the point. Even in gender, like you're saying, you're a woman as a label, you have to look this way.
Right.
But
Right.
as a label, it's a mold. Yes, as a label, you can make it whatever you want.
Yeah.
Polyamory is the same. I don't feel poly. It doesn't fit me. It's like a sweater. It feels like it's too big.
And that's what I
Yeah.
say. I'm like, I know I'm the one who eventually called her a girlfriend, but I was like, it's just, we're not poly though. We're this is not a throuple. This is just it's just who she is and what we do, and then it is what it is. But yeah, I like the little labels. It's helpful sometimes.
You
I
can
just-
come up with a new label for yourself.
I adapt with whatever she
there you
says.
go. He's just happy.
We talk about it, and I'm like, okay, whatever you want, honey. That's
At this point, everything you're saying is like, Adam, you're gonna think that the person I just like got you guys like this episode. I'm gonna agree with everything you're saying to convince him. So, but it's not true. It's on the book. It's all written. I've said this before.
How do you help couples who feel guilty for wanting novelty or kink outside their partnership?
It's very sweet. It's
Yeah.
heartbreaking.
Yeah.
I had to go through that at some point, and one of the things that I found was my sex drive has always been lower than my partner's,
Mhm.
and I've also felt guilty that I can't give them what they need, and I feel
Mm.
guilty that I'm jealous that they want to do it with someone else. So it's like I'm guilty anyway.
Yeah.
Um, So a big part of it is understanding one, rejection is healthy, rejection is good, and rejecting something off you doesn't mean I'm rejecting you. I was talking to one of my partners about this the other day because he was, I don't know, he asked, but what if we're at the beach with your other partner
Mm-hmm.
and you say, and I tell you, I want to do this with you, and you say, I don't want to do it right now, or I don't want to do this with you, and then you go with your partner and you do it with him. Why would you do that? I'm like,
Yeah.
well, I have the worst answer. You're not gonna like this answer, but the answer is because I wanted to do it with him and not with you, and that doesn't mean you're less or I don't love you. My love for you doesn't depend on me choosing you 100% of the time. And hearing that is awful, and it's shocking.
It is. I mean, I guess it's the way it's put. And as adults, I guess you can. So, like, what he and I do is we do that where we're like, okay, I'm going to tell you something that's going to be really uncomfortable. And it's always for me because I get uncomfortable about everything, but I want him to tell me everything. And so
yeah.
I totally get it. No, I don't. I think I would be so crushed. Like,
Well, but the thing is, the more you build on this,
yeah.
and it shouldn't hurt. Like my whole thing is, if it hurts, that's not it. Growth
Oh, I like
never
that.
happens through pain. It does not. Growth creates trauma. I'm sorry, pain creates trauma. Pain creates suffering. Pain creates bad experiences. Growth happens being uncomfortable, in discomfort, in novelty. If I know that I'm doing something new and I'm uncomfortable, there's a chance I might like it, might dislike it, and I might just get used to it and feel comfortable and I can push more. If it's hurting, it's like in sex. If you're doing something in sex and it hurts, you don't go, do it harder so it stops hurt. You don't do that. You need to stop, lube it up, change positions, accept you don't want that thing to go in there, and and just move on.
Yeah.
In this case, it's the same. You know, like if this is painful, you need to stop, pause, and then see what needs some lube. In this situation, for example, if I'm not ready to accept that my partner can choose to do something with someone else because they want to do it with them and not with me, maybe first I need to figure that out with my partner, create a sense of security and safety that I don't need you to do everything with me to feel safe. And that's where couples get stuck a lot because they'll try to make the jump without knowing what makes them feel safe in the relationship.
That makes sense.
Yeah, that's where we went wrong.
Are you recording? You're recording.
We all
right?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no. That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah, no, I mean, so you had mentioned to us kind of how you had gotten into it. It was very similar for us in that we were we were in the lifestyle, and somebody had actually told us, it was this couple friend of ours, and they had said, well, we're polyamorous. And I said, well, what's that? Tell me everything. I got to know.
Right
That's
away.
right. And
Save
so
yourself.
they gave me the beautiful trailer of it, which is, oh, well, we get to date others
Oof.
outside of the marriage. And that's the way it was explained
Polyamory
to
is a pyramid scheme.
yeah.
Polyamory is a pyramid scheme.
Thank you.
That's fraud.
And so that's kind of the way it was put to me. And I was like, oh, wow. Well, that sounds interesting.
Mm,
And, I've always been a very loving person. I love my friends, before we even considered this sort of thing. I was like, I love my friends. Like I have love for everybody. And I don't know, it just makes sense, because this is the way I was when I was in high school. This is like that kind of thinking is something's wrong with me because I'm in a relationship and I'm looking at others and
screen
I'm
crushes,
lusting after others,
those.
yeah.
and I felt horrible about it,
Mhm.
but I didn't know that non-monogamy was what it was called.
Yeah.
And so this was expressed to me about polyamory, and so we had talked about it, and I did my research for a good while, as much as I could. And then I was like, you know what? Let's give it a shot. What the hell? And yeah, none of it went well.
Well, no, that's
Yeah.
normal.
But for obvious reasons, I mean, like I don't
Yeah.
ever equate it to be a failure because
Yeah.
we learned so much from it.
Yes, we did grow
Yeah.
from it. So that's
We
the
grew a
Yeah.
lot from it, and we're still growing every day, even as it sits now. Because when we stopped being poly, we just settled on the lifestyle, and then as the lifestyle went on, we were able to, get more and more comfortable with doing separate things and getting
Yeah.
more comfortable with, I have a friends with benefits that I see or
Mhm.
whatever, and now we're here, So every day
Yeah.
is kind of a growth period.
Yeah.
But, as I'm getting into that, we have teetered tottered the swinging polyamory line. And in our
Yeah.
community, we see that often. We're seeing
Mhm.
it more now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you see swinging and polyamory as part of the same relational ethics conversation, or do they kind of require the different tools for consent and communication? Like, are they aligned? Are they relatively different?
It feels like when you talk about autistic people and kinksters and polyamorous people and non-monogamy, it's just like there's no Venn diagram. It's just a big circle. Like people just label each other differently sometimes. I know that swinging started off being very sexist. Like it was very much like I'm lending you my wife so you can lend me yours.
Right.
But this is the very beginning of the whole movement, right? Like
Mhm.
from what I understand now, it's become more like a not as hierarchical, not as gender focused. So again, to me, that's the beauty of labels. If you want to call it swingers and that works for you, go for it.
Mhm.
If you want to call it polyamorous and that works for you, let's do it. Just sit down and talk to the person in front of you and say, hey, I think this is what I'm talking about. I have so many people come to me and be like, I want to open our relationship. I'm like, okay, I'm going to ask you to write down like separately what that means. I want them to be like, well, I want to have a boyfriend. And they're like, I want to have hookups. I'm like, they're not the same thing. So you need to talk to each other. The thing about swinging, from what like, there's more of a community. Like there's no community for like open relationships per se.
Mhm.
Right.
So, and polyamory is a different community.
Right.
So I think it's more about how you relate to each other. Are you trying to make a polycule to play board games? Because that's all polyamory is about. You just want to find enough people to play board games every night. Or are you just fingers because you want to have a happy adult?
Because you want to do the same thing, but without clothes all the time. I mean,
I think that's the other thing. You just said that. I think
yeah.
maybe polyamory to me is not it's not it's not sex centralized.
I was just going to ask you a question about that. Yeah.
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 Like
You're
many
like,
swingers
uh,
say that many swingers say that it's just sex. Like if there's no feelings, it's like that's all. It's just and that's the way, honestly,
yeah.
that's the way I think. It's swinging.
Yeah.
It's just sex. Like he's just gonna go have sex with somebody. It's like it's not gonna fall in love with them. And I feel like when it was poly and we labeled it that's exactly what I thought. So and I always
Yeah.
thought they're two different things because Poly isn't a
But
lot
it-
of sex, right? It's more.
Oh, it's a lot of talking about
It's a lot-
sex.
yeah.
I mean,
It's a
it's
lot
whatever
of
you.
talking.
Hey, little
It's
swingers,
a lot of
once you
talk.
have a bed, we're good. We're there.
Well, I mean, again, it comes. It depends. I was thinking about swingers because, like, I read and I've heard that it's more like a community space now, and they do get together, they do make friendships, they do make relationships. But yes, swinging is more sex focused.
Okay. Yeah.
Polyamory does not require sex, and when I define polyamory, I'm always very careful of saying like it's romantic, like simultaneous romantic relationships where everybody involved is aware, but they don't need to have sex. There's ace people, right? Asexual people can enjoy polyamory. It's a great option for asexual people. Aromantic people can also do that. So it's more how you want to build a relationship.
I like that. See, you should have given me his book before we started doing poly, and I probably would have been like, oh,
Well,
no.
but it takes
I
you
was
a
listening.
while
I was
to.
listening up right there with you. we were having the same experience at the time.
I'm like on chapter 8, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I know. I feel you. Yeah. I found it on Audible, so I was excited.
Yeah. Yeah. Now, you've written about autonomy and consent in relationships. How does that
Yes.
apply in sexual encounters with multiple people, like group
Woof.
play, threesomes, play parties,
Woof. Yes. To me, I'm a kinkster. I'm happy to be a kinkster. I'm not looking back. I'm autistic. I'm happy to be autistic. Like all these things to me are like just so great because I'm in a community where we talk about everything and it has to be consensual. And that also means that I am not prey to my instincts and feelings. So I can actually not eat the marshmallow. I don't know if you noticed, this is like a marshmallow test where they had children sit in a room with a marshmallow in front of them. And they were like, if you can wait for an hour or something, I'll give you 2 marshmallows, but you cannot eat that one. So it was to check like how like these children had this ability to postpone gratification. And some of them will actually eat the marshmallow. Some will wait for the marshmallow. So it's like you have to fight like against the, do I want the pleasure now or more pleasure later? So to me, that's like the marshmallow test for non-monogamous people is, yes, you have the person you want to have sex with in front of you. And yes, there's an agreement with your partner you know would be iffy here. Are you going to eat the marshmallow now? Or do you want 2 marshmallows later? And of course, the fear is, but this one's going to go away. Yes, but it's a marshmallow. You'll find
Yeah.
another one. Let it go. Not allow your life to exist.
Never.
And concerning group play and stuff, one of the things that I found, it's just, I don't know, like sex is such a great topic, and I can't talk about it a lot on Instagram because I get
Yeah.
Right.
algorithms like it.
It's an open.
Neither can we, apparently.
You can, yeah.
Yes.
Talk about it here. On you on.
And one of the things that people say is like, what if my partner does something that I'm not comfortable? I'm like, that's great. It's a great time to explore and experiment and be like, hey, the first time I did it, I told my partner, I don't want you to kiss anybody. So I can't stand it. Like you can have, they
Can't
can be
stand
dip inside you and put their fists in your ear, but don't kiss them.
Yeah.
And the first time that he came over, I was like, well, I wanted to kiss him, but I didn't. To me, it was one, I have evidence that you actually care about this agreement and you want to meet it and you care about me. 2, when he said, but I really want to, I also had this experience of we are in a safe space for you to express your needs and to have a conversation about them. And then I was like, okay, that's nice. And then I said, okay, I'm willing to experiment once and then we can check. Again, another experience where this is a great like safety building exercise. And then he went over, he kissed someone and he came back to check how I felt. And I said, I've never felt this angry and jealous with you ever. I need you to go do it again. It's amazing. I love it. This like I don't even know how to explain how this energy has changed.
I always said that, like the butterflies in the stomach, that uncomfortable feeling,
Yes.
like, oh my God, I could really get upset about this, but I like it.
It's a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It is.
So being on a roller coaster is telling your brain you're gonna die, and your brain is like, "Oh, I'm gonna die," but in a safe space, you can enjoy a roller coaster because you're not safe. If you're falling off a car off a cliff, you would not enjoy that, and it's the exact same experience with the exact same chemical reactions. But in the roller coaster, you're safe. It's just the same thing. if I'm seeing my partner being someone else, but I feel safe, I feel important, I feel chosen, I feel like I have agency in the whole thing, and I can take care of myself. I can enjoy the moment and then say, you know what, this wasn't for me, but our connection is not broken.
Yeah. It's hard for me, but yes.
It's really it takes time. It takes
Yeah.
time.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's yeah, trial and error.
It is
I
much
love
different.
her.
I mean, I am getting a little better, so
Oh yeah, no, she's come
there you
an
go.
amazingly long way. Like she's done great,
Yeah. Well,
and
good for you.
she's always said that I've been 6 steps ahead of her in all of this. Because I've never really, I don't get jealous. I've never really
Oh,
and
oh, if somebody makes me laugh, forget it.
forget it. Yeah, no,
But if
she's got to stay away.
jealous, and that gets me mad because I'm like, I want you. I feel like jealousy sometimes is very hot. It's like, oh yeah, you don't want to lose me, right? I'm always jealous about.
I mean, obviously, I don't want to lose
just
you, but
my children. So it's like,
I mean, I want you to enjoy
yeah, I'm getting there.
happiness.
I'm getting there.
You know,
At some point.
I love it. I love it. Being married is so fun because we have lots of labels too.
Yes, of course. Labels are great.
But
Yeah.
my labels are they're a lot of 4-letter words.
Yes. Yes.
Let's see here. Which one?
Let's do that one.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You want to
Alright.
go ahead?
I do.
Okay. Help us.
So, do you think jealousy and arousal can actually exist side by side, like being turned on by your partner's pleasure, but also feeling threatened by it? So, like we just
Of
went
course.
over something like that. So,
Of course, it's a roller coaster horror movie. It's understanding that jealousy is a feeling like anger, like
Yeah.
happiness, like sadness, and all emotions have a function. The issue is when we mislabel them and we say, no, they are toxic, they are mean, they are bad. And the only way we understand jealousy is like when people say, I'm not jealous, I always feel like they're saying, I don't feel what I'm supposed to feel when I'm jealous.
there you go.
And
Yeah.
it's more because you have felt insecure at some point. You have felt afraid at some point. So that there's feelings you've had, they just don't look like jealousy because you don't label them jealousy.
Yeah.
Jealousy is either fear, sadness, or anger
Mm.
behind an idea of this is not a safe space for me to communicate it, and it's a threat to my relationship. That's jealousy. So basically, what it's telling you is I need safety. But if I don't know how to express it, it's going to yell at me and be a problem.
Yeah.
Now, arousal is energy, it's aggression. It means this, it's like attack movement. So anger and jealousy can be very close together, especially when there's no safe space for me to communicate it.
Mm.
But if I do, then I connect with happiness, which has energy, with affection, which is connection. And then instead of fear, security. I feel safe, I feel secure. And then this jealousy becomes this desire for the other person that is like, yes, I belong with that person, not to that person, with that person. And I'm enjoying this moment.
I like that. That was well put.
Jaime, I could listen to you talk
You
all day.
broke
Like
down.
that was really I was zoned out. I was like, wait, where are we now?
That was really good. Yeah. That's
But getting into it, we've been talking for a little bit now, and I'm curious. I have not heard you refer to the word compersion yet. I know that compersion, I think it has its roots in polyamory.
It does. It comes from polyamory.
And now we're starting to see it more in the lifestyle as what and I've heard it in different aspects. What is compersion, and what kind of tools could you give to a client, I guess, that goes from jealousy to compersion?
Compersion is the rainbow. The more you chase it, the more it's going to go farther from you. You're never going to get it. You're never going to catch it. Compersion, people can think of compersion as the opposite of jealousy. It is not. Compersion is when I enjoy seeing my partner having a romantic moment with another partner, not sexual, romantic. Like when I see them sharing a loving moment of romance and I feel joy, that's compersion. First time I felt that, I was with this first person we had and my partner at the time. I saw them like they were holding each other and they were looking at each other. And there was so much love. They were so happy. And I was like, I love those two men, and they're so happy, and they're making each other so happy.
Yeah.
And I felt this like energy in my body and like this warmth in my heart, and it's so great. And then at the same time, I was like, but they're not happy when you're me. They're not looking at me. And that's the other thing. Jealousy and compersion can coexist because they're more than you can have more than one feeling. Look, watch Inside Out. I don't use that word a lot because people use it as a weapon. They'll say, "Oh, you're not good at polyamory. You shouldn't feel compersion. Oh, you feel jealousy. Now you should feel compersion." No, compersion is something that you can feel, but you don't need for polyamory. So like, as long as I feel at peace, like right now, I'm fine with my partners being with other partners. I don't like it's fine. I like that they're happy. It makes me happy they're happy. Do I feel compersion all the time? No, but I don't need it. Again, don't use it as a tool is not the opposite of jealousy. And if you don't feel it, you're not that bad polyamorous person.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I find that people really villainize jealousy.
Yeah.
Um,
You.
jealousy is so bad, and if you feel jealousy, you're a horrible, horrible person, and you can't be in this lifestyle, or you can't be in this
Yeah.
kind of way of
Like,
life.
when I tell somebody that I'm a jealous person, they always give me, especially women, they give me that look like, oh, just the way I am.
Yeah.
I'm a jealous person. I've always been like that.
Yeah, and
See,
it didn't stop anything. It's just
here's a secret that I tell my clients. Whenever you want to work through jealousy or with jealousy, substitute the word jealousy with anger, fear, or sadness. Magic. Suddenly, there's no stigma. Suddenly, it's valid. Suddenly, you can work with it because jealousy, the label, is very tainted with sin.
yeah, that's for sure.
Love it. So are there predictable dynamics like who takes the lead or who hangs back or who gets overwhelmed that you see across with your clients, like their stories? Just like when we were poly, I would actually disconnect myself and kind of stay back. I wouldn't like engage.
Yeah, and that was an issue for me because she would kind of push me towards them, and she would remove herself, and it just got very awkward and uncomfortable.
Yeah. Yeah. So like,
Yeah.
do you see that a lot?
Yes. There's trends.
Yeah.
There's things that I'm like. Sometimes I'll see clients send me a little like blurb of what they want to talk about. I will listen to this read. I'm like, oh yeah, no, I know this story. I know where this is gonna go. You're fine. Because it's not that everybody's the same, but we do follow patterns. One of the patterns is one of the partners is very excited about non-monogamy, and the other one is very not excited about non-monogamy.
Yeah.
And the one who's very excited is like, this is so easy. I'll do anything, whatever you want, but do it now. And the other one will be like, but I don't really want to do it, but I'll do it for you. But I'll resent you the entire time. And I will
Yeah.
put like stops and I'll make it difficult and I'll do obstacles. And then I'll make you feel guilty, but then I feel guilty to make you feel guilty. And the other one will feel guilty about being happy. So they'll try to force the other person to also be like open. So like, I met someone, you have to meet someone too. And they'll be like, I'm not interested. No. You have to do it too. Otherwise, I feel guilty.
You just read my biography.
You.
Yeah, that was our whole life right there.
Yeah.
I think you were sitting in our bedroom the entire time.
Yeah, that's scenario A. There's like a whole alphabet of patterns.
See?
That was incredible. I was like, "Holy crap! Are we talking to a psychic over here?" That was amazing. That was good stuff.
It's actually I'm psychic. That's what it is.
I was like, wow.
That's that profiling. You got me on that one. Now, I have an interesting question here for you. How do cultural pressures around performance in bed affect people entering in the lifestyle, especially men?
I'll tell you how it affected me or how it affects me. I'm a Latino man.
Yes,
There
you
you go.
are. And I feel like
Yes,
that's
I
very machismo-ness, but
No, it is. It's a so again, I've always felt like my sex drive is lower than my partner's, and I feel I'm a disappointment. Like I'm not enough. I'm not good enough, and I have to have more sex. I want to have one more sex, and because I can't do it, then I feel like well, then they should be able to be with other people because clearly someone else. But that also reinforces the idea that yes, I am a failure, and they may find someone who's not a failure and then be with them, which sucks. And also, that means that if my partner suggests they want to meet someone else, the only possible reason is I am a failure. So
Right.
it's always going to be, I'm going to lose. This also comes from the idea that the only difference between friends and lovers is sex. When my relationship is based around the idea of sex, that's going to be the only pillar that matters, the only thing that's holding my relationship up. And anything that touches it is going to be a big threat. So when people go from monogamy to non-monogamy, it's like, yes, but do you know what else makes your boyfriend your boyfriend or your girlfriend your girlfriend? Because if this is the only thing, you're gonna lose it. Culturally, of course, as men and Latino culture, at least, we have to be the provider. We have to be strong. We have to be lusty. We have to be horny all the time. You have to have like be last a
Yeah.
very long time. And sometimes you don't want to. It's like since
Yeah.
I go about 8, I don't know. It takes time. It takes a while. I have one of my partners. We had a radar, which is a tool to like a monthly check-in. This was many years ago, and he said, "I need more sex with you." I said, "Yes, of course. No, totally." So at the time, we were having sex like once a week, more or less. And for the next month, we had sex twice a week. And then the end of the month came, and we're doing a chicken, and he's like, "So you agreed to this and it didn't happen. What's wrong?" I said, "No, it did happen. We had sex twice a week." He said, "That's nothing." I'm like, "That's literally 100% more than I was giving you. So what do you want?"
That is
I
so
said,
true.
"Well, I would like to do it every day." I was that is not gonna happen. Like that's absolutely not gonna happen. But I also realized that I am not used, or I wasn't used or taught to talk about sex. So then I said, wait, what is sex to you? Because like penetration, I cannot do every day. There's no way. Like it's just no.
Yeah.
And having like rough sex, it's gotta be like an hour and a half every day. I want to watch movies. I want to like lay down, play
I don't want to
games.
just,
I
yeah.
want to do other things.
You want to play board games? Yes.
Exactly. Play board games. The whole point of polyamory. I'm not even doing it. I was like, well, no, like oral or kissing or making out. Like, yes, to all that. The thing is that sometimes I feel like if I kiss you, you expect me to go further and I don't want to. And I was like, oh, we can talk about this. So having these little moments, these few moments of this is what I want to give you and can give you, but again, rejection. I will reject you if you want more in that moment, or we could talk about it. So learning to work with this cultural pressure also means I have learned to accept rejection from you and reject you.
Wow. So that's the men aspect. Let's talk about the women. How do you help them like reclaim their sexual autonomy and these, without being guilty or feeling guilty or shame? Does it
Well,
kind of work the same, do you think?
how canceled do you want to get me? I'm not a woman. I can talk about sex. I can tell you my perspective from where I work with clients.
Okay.
Like, big disclaimer: I
You
am
are
not
not a
speaking for
woman.
women. Yes, I'm not speaking for women, for all women, or for any women.
Just your clients, like how
Exactly. I'm sharing from my experience with my clients. Mostly is being able to connect with pleasure and agency. You know, like women culturally are taught to not want sex. This is bloody and it's wrong. Or if they do want sex, they have to be very receptive. Like, what does the other person want? Or it's like there's a lot of layers of guilt and prejudice that we have to go through in order to get to you can enjoy your body and you can enjoy your life and you don't need to have sex. It's the same thing. You don't need to
Yeah.
have sex with your partner to validate your relationship.
Okay.
It's okay.
But now I have something to add to that. Do you
Yeah.
have a lot of Latina clients?
Yeah, I mostly see
Latinos?
yeah.
Okay, so we were raised, I am bisexual, but I didn't come out until I was much older. Long story, but I was raised to be very submissive to my man.
Mhm.
Now I'm not, I mean, at home, like I always tell him, in the bedroom, I'll be submissive to you however you want. But when we're outside of the bedroom, hey, we're cleaning, we're doing all, you know what I mean? Like it's not him,
Yeah.
but in bed,
Yeah.
it's all him. How do you help them like get past at least that? I mean, I know it's for men too in the Latino culture, like when you're gay,
No,
it's
but I
not
understand.
okay. Like
No, I understand.
how do you navigate that part? Like with your
Well,
clients?
if talking about sex,
Mhm.
I have found that issues with sex are very rarely about sex.
Mm.
It's
Yeah.
more like it's like a symptom of the relationship. Because are you forcing it? Like what you're saying right now, like if I'm submissive to you in the bedroom, but I am dominant to you outside. Okay, what is what's this frontier? What's happening? That's
If
the context is not working.
yeah,
And do you both enjoy this? And if you both enjoy it, go for it.
yeah.
If you don't, how are we going to balance this? Like I have a very dominant personality in most of my life. And when I'm like in sexual context or kink contexts, I'm like, I don't want to be a dom. I just want someone to give me orders and tell me what to do, and I'll be good.
We hear that all
And
the
it's
time.
hard.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's hard because I don't, it's a pattern that I have to fight against. Like my immediate thing is like I was talking to my Chicago, my partner in Chicago. We were doing something. And I'm like, oh no, I'll do it. And he's like, you said you want me to take care of you. I was like, okay. It's the hardest thing I've ever done.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
shut up, sit down, and let someone else make your sandwich and cut it into little triangles because I want triangles in my sandwich. I was like, oh, it's wonderful. But then, like, how do I pay you back with my soul because you did something for me and I don't deserve it? So there's like a lot of layers to that. I would say, concerning your question, sex usually is a symptom of the relationship.
Mm.
And the power exchange thing, it's definitely a cultural issue. Yeah,
Right. And if he
for
doesn't
sure.
complain, I feel like it's all good.
I complain all the time, but she doesn't listen.
He doesn't. He doesn't
As
complain.
she twists his arm,
That's right.
you can't see this, but
That's right. I'm blinking in Morse code.
yes, help me, please.
Now, you've built your brand around mixing humor and deep wisdom.
Oh,
How important is humor when sex gets awkward?
oh, I hate it. No, I'm kidding. I love it. I think it's been hard for me because it's very vulnerable.
Mhm.
Vulnerability and humor to me are very difficult to have coexist. So I'm again, very artistic, very literal. So jokes can take a very dark turn for me.
Ah.
But it's also important to make it light and realize that it's not the end of the world. So when you say that I do my content with humor, I love that because I have a lot of dad jokes that I think only I laugh at. And I love that. And sometimes I'm like, I'm not kidding. It's just also funny because I'm autistic. Like
Yeah.
I say things like matter of factly because that's who I am. People are like,
Yeah.
that's so funny. I'm like, okay, yeah. But it is that. Like sometimes
Right.
it's just, I want to do this way. And it lightens the mood.
It does.
Like being able to say, I'm just not gonna be inside you today because it's not working. What are
Yeah.
you gonna do now?
What are you gonna do now?
Oh, I always make jokes during sex.
We
I find it, I mean, it's like, it's funny, especially when like the men don't work. Like when they're just not getting it, it's just not going to work. And it's like, it's okay. Little dude can come out another time, like it's fun because I don't
It's
want the
let go
guys.
be reassuring.
Yeah. I don't want the men to feel,
yeah,
feel
yeah.
bad.
No,
So
we're both very humorous.
I do the high fives after everyone does a good job,
She does. Yeah, she brings
See,
everybody.
I should not have sex with you. No.
Damn it.
See, there you go. No high fives.
No,
That's right. You
I'm
just
gonna look
lost.
to my partner next time. Just see how he reacts. I'm like, hi.
honestly, we had sex one time at the very beginning and it was very hard for me to orgasm and he made me orgasm and it was the best orgasm ever. I can remember the day and I was like, man, high five because that
I
was
love that.
amazing.
Yeah,
I love
yeah,
that.
He was
Yeah.
like, you high fived me. I was like, well, it was good. I mean, not gonna
yeah.
tell you.
I mean, I like the reassurance personally, so
Yeah,
it works.
yeah.
Yeah,
Of course.
yeah. Otherwise, she's got to fill out one of those little surveys, and it's just a pain.
Oh, I love that.
Yeah,
I would love that. A little
Now
review
it's
on
all,
Yelp.
well, it's
Yes.
all digital now. So now, what's the most surprising or out there sexual boundary you've seen a client or follower successfully negotiate?
I live in a different world. I was talking about this morning with one of my friends. I was talking about how, like, yeah, well, I mean, I just want if they're kinky. And you're like, no, I'm not really kinky. I'm into bondage and fisting and water sports.
Just regular stuff.
And I'm like, right? So when you say that, I'm like, okay, what's an out there boundary? I don't even know. Like it's just 'cause again, like to me, boundaries are all about how I protect myself.
Right. Sure.
Right. So it's not about how somebody else is going to act. But I don't know. One of my favorites is I will not participate and I will just watch from afar. I love it. It makes me so happy. And people freak out, and like the third or the fourth or whoever will be like, doesn't he want to join? I'm like, oh, you have no idea. I am having a lot more fun than you two are.
Yes.
I am winning here. This
Yes.
is-
I told our girlfriend, I was like, oh no, y'all, I can just sit here and have a bag of Doritos and drink my Dutch Bros. I'm good.
it's great.
I'm good.
It's great.
A little break every now and then.
Yeah.
Oh, I have
Okay.
one.
Okay.
I have one. And this is personal experience. At the time, I had a partner who we were close. He wanted to open the relationship. And he said that he never used condoms with anybody ever. And he wanted me to know that before we opened the relationship. And I said, oh, I'm not comfortable with that. Let's talk about it. And he said, of course. There was very little so-called, like a yes, no answer. And then he said, how about this? I will use condoms with you. And that broke my mind. So I'm like, that's not fair. I'm your boyfriend. Why do I get that? And it sucks in a way because it is a boundary and it's valid.
Right.
Yeah.
And like you can have your sex life the way you want to have it.
Mhm.
And you're offering me an option.
Yeah.
Now the difference between that and manipulation
I was
is
just
not
about to ask you. Yeah. So
it depends on how you expect the other person to react or what happens in negotiation. Like if I'm using this as a weapon to be like, what? Okay, well then you get the condom. How's that? Are you sure you want to do this? And then that becomes a way to manipulate you.
yeah.
But I always come from the idea of compassion that we're all trying our best. So I am not assuming that he's trying to manipulate me. That's his best choice. Now, then my boundaries come in. Am I okay with this? If not, then how am I going to protect myself? What other thing can I ask him for?
Mm.
And this is where creativity comes in.
Mm-hmm.
People think that boundaries stop the conversation and they're so scary. But when I know your boundaries and you know mine, we can start exploring and playing and creating and finding other ways. Now, in the end, we didn't open the relationship. We broke up for other reasons. So there's no end to that story. But I do want to make a quick comment about this STIs.
Yes,
Because
please.
people say, what about STIs? I'm like, monogamy does not protect you from STIs.
Mhm.
If you're monogamous and you're listening, please go get tested because a lot of monogamous people have syphilis and other things that they don't know they have because they have sex with condoms and then no, not anymore because they love each other. Then they break up and repeat the process and they don't realize that they're having many unprotected sexual partners who don't test either.
Yeah.
Right.
I went to Berlin 2 years ago
Okay.
and I went to a few places and I did things. And on the plane back, I was already planning on all the shots and pills and everything I was going to have to take. All the
Yeah.
tests I needed. 'Cause I for sure brought all the STIs in the world and invented new ones. Like there's no way. I came back, I got tested for everything. I had nothing at all. And I was perplexed. I was like, how's this happening? Information is very important.
Mm-hmm.
Like people who are in polyamory and in non-monogamy, I'm not gonna say everybody, are more likely to be comfortable talking about testing, about status, about prevention, and people will call me, hey, you know what? I just tested positive for this. Get a test,
Yeah.
which is great.
Yeah.
Because-
They should. They should.
Yeah.
I mean,
And the 2 STIs that I've had were in monogamy. So, I'm just one person, but I see this
Yeah.
all the time. So if you're monogamous, get tested. If you're polyamorous or non-monogamous, also get tested. And remember, there's DoxyPep, there's PrEP, there's PEP, there's lots of things you can do to enjoy your sex life
Mhm.
safely and aware of your risks.
yes.
Absolutely.
Love
Well
that.
put. Well, we got one more, and then we're
Yes.
going to go into our outro.
Yeah.
And then as soon as that's done, we're all done there. So
Okay.
we'll go from you want to do this
You
last
can
one?
do it. No, you don't.
Okay. So if you could design one universal workshop for both swingers and poly folks, what's the
Yes.
one sexual ethic you'd want them all to walk away with?
Compassion.
Compassion.
Compassion to me is so my model of ethical relationships has 4 pillars: agency, honesty, consent, and compassion. Compassion has 3 meanings. One is assuming good faith. 2 is taking everybody's well-being into consideration when I make a choice. And 3 is assuming we're all doing the best we can with the tools we have available. This also means that understanding is not justifying and it's not accepting. I can have compassion for you and be like, okay, I hate people playing with my nipples. I have very sensitive nipples and I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I have a couple of friends I have sex with regularly. One of them always forgets. And it's annoying. So I have to, no, he's like, yes, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm like, I know. Compassion is, I know you forget because it's common. Like we're in the moment. He just impulsively does it. I am not going to accept it. And that's like a minor thing. If it's something more important, they can still say, you broke my consent. Oh, I had a friend I had sex with before. Like one time he sends me a video of us. He's like, it was so hot today. And I'm like, you were recording us? And he says, it was just, I just did it in the moment. And this is a little bit, you can see your face.
Yeah.
And I said, whoa, I'm not okay with this. I
Yeah.
am not okay. Please delete that. And he said, I'm sorry, I didn't think about it. And I'm like, I understand. And I assume good faith. I don't think you were trying to hurt me. I don't think you're evil. I think that's the best way for you to communicate it. And you didn't know how to say it differently. That's perfect. And I don't hate you. And I won't have sex with you again. So I don't feel safe anymore. So understanding that you don't have to be a villain for me to walk away and take care of myself. I can still love you. I can still like you. I think that's huge. Because sometimes we don't walk away because we don't want to villainize the person.
Right.
And when you say, I love you and I don't want this. Again, rejection.
Yeah.
Right.
I think it's very important.
It is.
Right.
It is.
Man, I love that. That's great.
Right?
Yeah.
No, we're gonna have all your little posters all over the place. See, read that one.
That's right. Jaime, thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you for
And
having me.
thank you for sharing your insights on love and ethics and reimagining how we relate to each other. This is all really cool. For our listeners, if you want to connect with Jaime, you can find him at Gotitas de Poliamor.com. Did I get that right?
Yes, and any social network. And now Instagram and Facebook are also translating my reels, so you can watch them in English.
Yes, I actually saw that. So everybody follow him on Instagram, YouTube, and TikTok. He's got awesome TikTok videos. If you're Latino, please, that's like the best information, I swear. You can find him you can find all the information.
Find it in our show notes.
There you go. You'll find it in our show notes as well as our website. Remember, it's at www.beyond-monogamy.com. That's where you can find all of our past episodes, our blog, our merch, and all of our links in one place.
You know, I spelled out the word dash,
You did.
and you still still just went past it, huh?
did.
It happens.
Sorry.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah.
You can also catch us every Thursday at 1 p.m. and 6 p.m. Central on fullswapradio.com.
And Jaime, it was such a joy to have you on with
Yeah.
us.
Thanks for having me.
Absolutely.
Yes. Whenever you
Absolutely.
have that book in English, it's for him. He can't do the Spanish one. So
Yeah, but
we're
I am very interested. I had a ball talking to you. I really would love to talk to you again. Maybe we can get you on the show again in the future.
Anytime.
And with that, we appreciate all of our listeners tuning in for another wonderful guest. And with that, I will say, keep listening, and we will see you guys next week.
bye.